Assalamu alaikum guys and welcome to today's math lesson. Today we are continuing with two-dimensional shapes or 2D shapes. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to say, I can identify two-dimensional geometric shapes. But first, let's do this mental math as fast as you can. Write 589. 589. And then look at this number. You have to open it as in how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones. Do it as fast as you can. And then, but first, pause the video. Continue the video to check your answers. All right, so 581 and 89. 589. We have here 3 hundreds, 2 tens, and 1 ones. 300, 2 tens, and 1 ones makes 321. Okay, so yesterday we explained all of these 2D shapes. If you still want to know more or want to revise more, you can go back to that video from yesterday where I explained each one, each name, and each side and angles. Now we have here the pentagon. Remember that penta means 5. Pentagon. Hexagon. Remember the hexa means 6. Hexagon. This one is the parallelogram. Parallelogram. Then we have the trapezoid. Trapezoid. Circle. Triangle. Square. And rectangle. Now repeat them after me. Pentagon, hexagon, parallelogram, trapezoid, circle, triangle, square, rectangle. Okay guys, so please go to the link in the description below and watch this video. When you finish, come back to the lesson. Let's have a little fun. We have here a house. This is my shape house. You can write in a piece of paper that my house has how many circles? So what you need to do is you need to find the shapes and write down how many of those shapes do we have in my house. If you see it, here you have a key to know which each word means. The first number you need to find is circles. My house has some circles. How many? Here is the word circle. My house has how many squares? These are squares. Look for how many squares do you have in the house. Do the same with rectangles, triangles, and hexagons. Pause the video, do this, and when you finish, continue with the video to see how many shapes we could find. Okay, so let's see. The first one is circles. How many circles do I see? I see 1, 2. Do you see one more? A tiny one right here. 3 circles. 3 circles. How many squares do you see? 1, 2. Do you see any more squares? What about this big one? This big square right here. 1, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. So this is also one square. 1, 2, 3. Are we correct? Yes, 3 squares. How many rectangles? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you see any more? Let's see, is it 7? Yes, it is 7. How many triangles do you see? I see 1 and 2. 2 triangles. And how many hexagons? Only 1 up here. Do you guys see any shapes? If you see any other shapes that I didn't see, let me know in your portfolio. Or you can send me a private message also. Okay, now we have 2 different tasks. In the coming slides, you have to choose to do number 1 or number 2. The first task, you have to solve page 741 in your math book volume 2. So go grab your book, open it on page 741. First thing to do is write the date. The day is Monday, June 8th, 2020. Okay guys, so do this task. When you finish, continue with the video to check your answers. Alright, so what you had to do is you had to circle the shapes that match the name. Have to read the shape, circle the shapes that match the name. First one is trapezoid. Then we have the hexagon, triangle, pentagon. In the next exercise, what you had to do was write the name of the shape, circle the shape that matches. So what is the name of this shape? Write it down. What's the name of this shape? Write it down and circle the shape that matches. And for number 10 and 11, you have to circle the shape that does not belong in each group. Let's check. Trapezoid. Hexagon, only one hexagon. Triangle, tri means 3, the one with the 3 sides. Pentagon, the one with the 5 sides. Number 8 is a triangle. And number 9 is a hexagon. It has 6 sides. Here, the triangle does not belong in each group. This is a group of rectangles. This is a group of triangles, so the hexagon does not belong. For task number 2, you need to solve page 742. What you need to do, you need to see how many of each shape do you see and write it down. How many triangles do you see? Squares, hexagons, pentagons, rectangles, and circles. Pause the video, do this exercise, and then continue with the video when you finish. And here are your answers. I found 4 triangles. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How many hexagons? There is only 1 hexagon. How many rectangles? 1, 2 rectangles. Squares. Squares is the most of the shapes are squares. Let's see, let's find them. 1 for bears, penguins 2, big cats 3, and hippos 4. Oh, there is one more. Giraffes, 5. So 5 squares. And there is only one pentagon, which is the front gate. Are there any circles? No circles. There were none. No circles. Okay, and here's your closure. Give examples of objects in your school that look like triangles and squares. You can also find things in your house that look like triangles and squares. So take your time, pause the video. When you finish, check your answers. All right, you can see windows. There are square windows. Doors are usually rectangular, but some doors might be square. Maybe a door of a cabinet, a door of a cupboard. Some signs around the school are triangles or squares. Pictures, books. There are many objects around us that look like triangles and squares. Thank you so much, guys, for today's lesson, and bye bye.